Hello, everyone, and welcome. I want to be the first to congratulate you and just say, congratulations, you did it. That 100 list is not easy. We all know it. And yet, here you are. You have continued on, you're journeying through. And so, welcome to today. One of the questions that I remember somebody asking Elise was, what would you do if everybody in your organization quit? What would you do if they just mysteriously decided not to order one day? And her answer, I would make a list. The importance of this list is so powerful, and you did it. Yet there are some of you who had a little bit of hiccups, and that's why we want to talk about this today. My soul coach, one of the things that she said to me was the only thing that gets smaller as you move toward it is fear. Now, you have to know that we are invited into something so powerful with doTERRA. And as we raise the caliber of ourselves, we are going to be getting rid of some things that no longer serve us. Now, for some of you, you finished this list with ease. Your 100 list is done. You had no emotions come up. And yet there were some of you, probably many of you, not unlike me, not unlike most of the people in doTERRA who have succeeded, who had some reservations, some maybe emotions that came up as you were thinking about writing down people who you wanted to invite into this journey of doTERRA. Maybe you felt like you weren't good enough. Maybe you felt like they were going to maybe think less of you. Maybe you were afraid of the word no. Maybe you were afraid that they would reject you. With all of the fears that happen, just please know that it's normal. And so I want to tell you about someone who didn't know why there were emotions that came up. And for many of you, this could be the case. So there was this woman, amazing, beautiful, heart-centered woman who I was coaching in doTERRA, and she was struggling. She had a lot of customers, but she could not advance in rank, and so she felt really stuck. So as we were talking about that, something really profound came up for her. As a little girl, she had her parents divorced, and now I know many of us have that story, myself included. And what ended up happening was her dad had to pay child support, and he was very bitter about that and let that little girl know. He always felt like it was a burden, to give her money, and she felt like it was a burden because he had to give her money. And fast forward now to when she was 18 and she had her 18th birthday, and she called her dad because he never did call her for her birthday. And on her 18th birthday, she decided, I'm going to call him because I want to hear from him on my birthday. And what he did next breaks my heart. He ended up getting angry with her on the phone, and he said to her, "Oh, it's your birthday. I guess that means you're just calling for money, aren't you?" And he hung up on that 18-year-old little girl, never to call her again for over a year. What do you think that's going to do to that little girl? And what do you think if that woman had not yet healed of that? What is that going to do when she's inviting people into a journey to pay for their own health care? What do you think that's going to do? Some of the blockages that we have in our lifetime rise up and they meet us right where we're at, and especially in this business. As we raise our level, remember we talked about this in the beginning, we are going to be met with some mirrors, and we're going to be met with some messengers that maybe we don't want to look at, but it's so important to not look at the things and the emotions that are happening right in front of us, but to remember that a lot of the emotions we feel today are really just memories of the past. A lot of us have this balance, and let's just talk about the feminine masculine balance. We all have it. And it's a perfect balance. I think we need to have a masculine energy and a feminine energy, men and women alike. And some people who come into doTERRA can come in here with a masculine energy. You know, these are the people that you see, they can feel the fear and do it anyways, no problem. They're gonna just bulldoze their way through that fear. And there's a feminine energy from some of those who come in this business who will nurture every single emotion that comes their way. The fear, the sadness, the rejection, and they're beautiful emotions. They are brilliant, and every emotion is perfect. On the one hand, if you push through the fear and you do it, you may succeed. There's no doubt about it. I've seen many, many men and women succeed in that. And there's a lot of suppression that also happens, so that by the time they get to that success, they're dealing now with a lot of those emotions that they didn't deal with most of the time when they were younger. And in the same way, when you are operating in the feminine energy on the extreme side, and you are allowing, because we need to allow these emotions, what ends up happening is that we stay in the sadness, and we stay in the fear, and we sit in it for longer than maybe is necessary. Maybe we just don't have the right tools. So that's why today we're going to do a little exercise. Are you ready? I want you to go and get that list that you made yesterday. I want you to go and pick it up. And what we're going to do is we're going to get a pen and a piece of paper, a blank sheet, as big or small as you think you're going to need. I know I needed a big one. And I want you to go and get that piece of paper and pen right now. I want you to pause this, and I want you to come back, and we're going to work through something together. You ready? Go. Good. Okay, now we're back. Here's what we're going to do next. I want you to look at the names that you have on that list, and I want you to start writing down any emotions that come up as you're going through each and every name. I want you to write down any fear that comes out. I want you to write down any abandonment maybe that you may feel, feelings of unworthiness, any apprehensions. And really what we're doing is we're just mostly doing a fear dump. Okay, we're gonna call this fear dumping. And it is profound what can come up. Okay, so I'm gonna give you some time to do that. Pause right here and take a deep breath into your heart. And go ahead and start fear dumping. Good. How did that feel? Did any fears come up for you? Because I guarantee you there will be some. I know I had some. So the next part of this is I want you to take another deep breath, and I want you to think of some names that maybe you didn't want to put on your list. Now, some of you will feel fear. What am I going to say to them? And I promise you that as you go through the journey of these oil games, the leaders and Elise, in all of their genius, is going to help you feel confident so that when you are standing in front of them, you'll know what to say. You will know how to invite them to take that next step in their health. And you won't feel afraid. And if you do, you'll know what to do with it. So think of some more names right now. I want you to pause this. And regardless of any fear, remember, you've got that fear dumping page. So as it comes up, write down all the fear and put their name down anyways. You ready? Go ahead and pause. Okay. How did that feel? Did you come up with any more names? I hope you did, because I know that when I went through this exercise, a whole slew of names came up. And, you know, we tend to call that in this business our chicken list because it's really scary to reach out to some people who maybe we think are too busy and maybe we think are, you know, too successful already. Why would they want to do this? And, or maybe why would they want to do that with me? And so a lot of these things really come up in this business that I want you to have a tool now to practice with. You know, if you were called to something easy, you never would have been called here in doTERRA, in these oil games. So I know you are made for this. I know you are meant to do the hard thing. Otherwise, why? Why else are you here? Success in doTERRA is not just about when you receive residual income and time freedom. That is one type of success, and it is a great part of our success. But what I believe and what I've seen from men and women around the world in this business, and probably my favorite part of success that doTERRA invites us to, is the part of us that feels empowered to become the greatest version of ourselves as we move into the journey, as we move into the fear, as we do the things that cause us fear, as we sit and allow the emotions in order that we can then move forward, so that we can then move past, so that we can then move into our dreams and become who we were always meant to be. That is the greatest success that you will ever have in doTERRA. And I'm so grateful that you are here. We are all amazingly proud of you for sitting in some of the emotions that are coming up. Now you have a tool. You know what to do. As you go through these oil games, what I want you to do is always have another blank sheet of paper with you. Now, here's what we're going to do. Are you ready? Together, I want you to take that sheet of paper and we're going to rip it up. We're going to tear that piece of paper. We're going to tear up those fears. So you ready? Take that piece of paper and start ripping, and repeat after me. I am no longer a slave to this fear. This fear no longer has a grip on my life. I receive love from everyone around me. I am free. And now, if you want to take it one step further, I want you to go ahead and burn it. Just burn it. Bob Proctor, he went through this exercise, and one of the things he said, and I love to this day, is that you deserve the right to rip it up. You deserve the right to burn it. If it feels silly, do it anyways, and continue to repeat those words. And as you again go through all of the exercises in this oil games, and as you bring up any emotion, any fear, as you're going out into sampling people and talking to people, I want you to have that blank sheet of paper always next to you so that you can just have a place to dump all of the fear that comes up. I'm so grateful to be a part of this journey with you. Thank you, everyone, and I'm so excited for what's about to unfold for you. Bye.